Hello, guys. Welcome into Rover Sports. It is Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning. Want to congratulate the 49ers fans. I mean, this has been an unbelievable journey. It has been a journey that has been unbelievable for the 49ers fan base. John Lynch has pushed every button. This is a Super Bowl or bust team now. This defensive line with Bosa, with D Ford is incredible. The Juszczyk injury looks to not be too serious to the lower extremity. Emmanuel Mosley stepped in, did an incredible job. John Lynch just at the blackjack table. He's calling for reds, and he's landing on red 10 every time for Jimmy Garoppolo. And Jimmy Garoppolo, all the guy does is win and make big throws. I mean, I'll do a film review on him later this week. That throw to George Kittle, thing of beauty. The throw out pattern to Dante Pettis. The guy doesn't turn it over, keeps the offense moving. Matt Breida, who would think that Matt Breida, that Raheem Mostert, who was pretty much a preseason, practice squad guy that was barely hanging on in the NFL, could come on and ball out. And it just shows you, like, Lincoln Tomlinson, Weston Richburg, these guys are cast-off players. Weston Richburg, especially with the New York Giants. And John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan just know how to groom talent. Robert Saleh has done an amazing job bringing in Richard Sherman. I mean, public enemy number one with the Seahawks, and I think it speaks to Richard's legacy long term. Like, how could one guy go from the biggest rival to public enemy number one, talking all this smack about Michael Crabtree, and then he could have the maturity to go to the rival team, and he's such a leader that within 2 years, he's one of the most beloved Niners of this past decade. It's quite a feat, and it just speaks to Richard, his passion for the game, his IQ, and he's just really helping out these young guys. He props up his team. He's so proud to be a San Francisco 49er. And him and Kyle Shanahan, like, he'll even give advice to Kyle Shanahan. He's so smart. He understands every part of the operation. He understands special teams, and he's going to make a heck of a coach or an analyst someday. And just bringing in smart people into the building, and the competitiveness of George Kittle. George Kittle's a special football player. You can't bring that guy down. He's fast. He has muscle. He'll battle for first downs, and he's quite a security blanket. And then Kyle Juszczyk is just such a gamer, and Booger McFarland did a really good job of illustrating how special Kyle Juszczyk is. But really all the credit needs to go to John Lynch. I mean, this is a guy that came from the television booth, and people said that the 49ers and Jed York made a decision that was just absolutely absurd when they brought in John Lynch from television. And this guy, they said, is a TV analyst. He's never been a part of the NFL. He's never been a part of a GM, and he doesn't know what the heck he's doing. The 49ers just brought in a guy that's never been a head coach before, that had one good year with the Atlanta Falcons in which they made the Super Bowl. They're bringing in a guy that famously, didn't know how to massage a lead in a Super Bowl game. They're bringing in a career offensive coordinator. They said that this guy was just where he was because of nepotism. Bringing in a Kyle Shanahan who's really young, just trying to copy the Rams and whatnot, and just bringing in a really young guy that's just daddy's little boy. And but the John Lynch criticism was ridiculous at the time, and those people that criticize John Lynch, they're being made look like fools. I get a lot of stuff wrong in my life, but this is the one thing that I've been right on, is that I've been right on this 49ers team, and this isn't about me. This is about the people that live and die with this team that are out there. Everywhere. The Niner Empire is everywhere. It's not just Northern California. But, this fan base has given a lot to the YouTube channel, but also this fan base has been through some rocky times with Tom Sula, with Mike Singletary. After Mariucci left, after T.O. left, they kind of went through a downward spiral. Jim Harbaugh did a phenomenal job with the 49ers in his time he was there. Vernon Davis, Colin Kaepernick, Patrick Willis was a great 49er. There were certainly some great defensive 49ers that were there. Frank Gore is a legend, Hall of Fame player everywhere, a lock to be a Hall of Famer on and off the field. Frank Gore embodies what an NFL Hall of Famer is. So this 49ers team, though, John Lynch has just assembled everything. I mean, even starting with the Mitchell Trubisky trade, going back all the way to the 2017 draft. He then also handled the Reuben Foster situation with incredible poise when Reuben Foster continued to have slip-ups and then, his crazy girlfriend or his girlfriend that was made up allegations, and then Reuben did some things that just pushed it over the edge. Solomon Thomas wasn't the greatest of picks, but Deebo Samuel has worked out. Matt Breida, getting George Kittle in the 4th round, exchanging and getting a quarterback that's capable of winning for a 2nd-round value. Jimmy Garoppolo is a remarkable leader. I know that people will say, oh, he slept with a porn star, oh, he's overrated, he doesn't have the biggest arm, his mechanics are not flawless in terms of his footwork, he can back off of a throw. But Jimmy Garoppolo knows how to win, he knows how to lead. His teammates love him. He knows when to yield attention. His competitive nature is tremendous, and he knows when he really knows the moment. That's the thing that impressed me about Jimmy. When Jimmy needs a drive, Jimmy's there to supplement a drive. When Jimmy Garoppolo needs a throw, he's there. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's just the driver of the ship. He's just the captain. And he doesn't need to be the engine. He doesn't need to be the rudder of the boat. He just needs to steer the boat in the right direction. And Matt Breida, this offense is so on schedule. And for Jimmy Garoppolo, he shouldn't give a crap, if he's a system quarterback, like some people will say, or if Kyle Shanahan's just giving him all this freedom. All that matters is he's a quarterback, and he's winning games, and he's living in the Bay Area for one of the best franchises in the NFL, one of the most historic franchises in all of football, the Bill Walshes and the Montanas and the Jerry Rice, and he's leading a historic franchise in this kind of a rebirth, with a brilliant young coach and a GM in John Lynch that is very sure of his actions. He handled the Trubisky's decision with poise. When I think of John Lynch, I think of poise, I think of confidence, I think of class, and I think of a guy that is there for his teammates and does things the right way. And this team right now, from a chemistry standpoint, it is just brilliant. You have Quan Alexander, who's the outspoken leader of the middle linebacker group. You bring in a Fred Warner out of BYU. He's just so athletic, and I thought he was too small to play linebacker. You bring in a Nick Bosa. You add the maturity of the Solomon Thomas. You add maturity in D Ford. This locker room is full of mature guys. It's full of the chemistry's at an all-time high. And I watched it here in Philadelphia when that team made the jump. And there's nothing more fun than this year for 49er fans. And I don't want to jump to conclusions because you see how in one play things can go wrong. In Kansas City, it was Jimmy Garoppolo getting injured. It was Kyle Juszczyk. If Callaway scores yesterday, it's a different game. We could be talking about Robbie Gould, how he's usually solid gold and how he's missing some field goals. But this running game is there. This defensive line is there. This secondary, I criticized John Lynch over the offseason because I didn't see Tart. I didn't see Witherspoon, being elite. You look at this defense, you have Witherspoon, Emmanuel Mosley, Tavares Moore, who barely, I don't even know what position he played at Southern Miss, just a tall, lanky guy. And I looked at Robert Saleh, and I'm like, this guy, even against Green Bay last year, just even with C.J. Beathard, as Robert Saleh, I certainly had a lot of question marks about him. But again, I yielded faith to this Niners team. And I've said the Niners, eventually they're going to get it all right, and it's going to be absolutely glorious. And the Niners could very well go to L.A. and not play perfect, and they can lose to the L.A. Rams, and this is a long way from being done. But you're seeing the progress. You're seeing the progress that is being made with this team. And you're seeing how John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan run such a tight operation. And you got to give Jed York a ton of credit for being an owner. He had his issues with Jim Harbaugh, but frankly, a lot of people do. And it's been a very harmonious relationship between John, Kyle, and Jed. And when you look at at how teams are supposed to be run, this is one of the cleanest organizations, and all the credit should go to Kyle and John and the play calling of Kyle. The signing of Sherman is just ridiculously good. The D Ford maneuver from Kansas City was absolutely perfect. He just fits the modern NFL to a T. It's just really fun to watch these guys go, to watch this team. And Jimmy last night, and you got to give a ton of credit to the 49ers, and it's just really fun for y'all that are fans. It is fun being right, but it's also fun seeing great people succeed, great people like a Richard Sherman, and it's fun seeing an athlete like Sherman that I thought was brash. Like, I didn't love the Legion of Boom, they were very intimidating. They let you know. They played with great swagger. You either liked the Legion of Boom or you just were not into the Legion of Boom. But now you just can appreciate it. As you get older and as Richard Sherman gets older, I mean, his passion never wavers, and you could see how intelligent of a guy he is. And just one of the more fun guys to listen to. Like, Sherman's leadership is really phenomenal. You look at Nick Bosa and what he's bringing to the table in terms of his lineage and his production at this level. And again, what a tremendous, tremendous draft pick by the 49ers in that scenario last year, getting a Nick Bosa in here. Everything is just panning out, and everything is coming up. And you don't want to jump the gun. It's only one quarter of the season. But this is fun. And you guys deserve it. You're a great fan base. And seeing Sherman, seeing Fred Warner, just every guy on the team. Matt Breida, undrafted from Georgia Southern, adopted kid. Like, just great feel-good stories all over the place. Jimmy Garoppolo, Eastern Illinois, local kid. George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk, maybe the most likable player on the whole team. The really a hero that is that is really like a guy that doesn't get a lot of notice, doesn't get a lot of publicity. There's nothing bad to say about this football team right now. That people have them in their top 5. I love Sherman's quote yesterday, keep hating, keep hating on us, don't flip-flop now when we're balling. And I love it too. I love it. The naysayers make the sport fun, and there's been plenty of naysayers. Back to last year, all the Jimmy Garoppolo can't win. Seattle with Russ Wilson still owns the division. The Rams still own you. You're just all hype. Kyle Shanahan's overrated. This offense is overrated. The Niners can't put it together. Oh, the Niners beat the Bucks. And yeah, the Niners didn't play their best game, but they were just getting into it. And I told you guys how important it was to win that first game. And then in Cincinnati, you flexed a little bit. And then against the Steelers, like 5 turnovers, people are like, okay, you barely could beat Mason Rudolph. Then on Monday night, you go out, you thrash a team that is respected in the Cleveland Browns. But that 49ers game, like Sherman said, I mean, he's been on championship teams. Winning ugly is a part of the game. There's going to be ugly games. There's going to be very difficult games. And then there's going to be games where you're rolling like yesterday, where the fourth quarter you can relax, or fourth quarter you're massaging the lead. That's what happened yesterday. So overall, I mean, this defensive line, the team, I did not expect Lincoln Tomlinson, Richburg, whoever the other guard is. Staley's not in the lineup right now, but McClinchy again. Just everything John is doing is coming to the forefront. All the linebackers are phenomenal. Drake Greenlaw out of Arkansas, just find after find. The scouting department, everybody in the organization pulling the right way. An offensive coordinator that knows the league, that has been preparing for this moment his whole life. I wish them great success going forward. And this is going to be a team that's probably going to be there at the end, and they're going to have a chance to go after that Lombardi. They might have a chance to bring it back to the Bay and finish this thing. Imagine a Brady versus Niners Super Bowl. Tom Brady, his childhood team, Jimmy Garoppolo, the apprentice going up against the teacher. Belichick versus Shanahan, John Lynch against Belichick, a Niners Patriots Super Bowl in Miami. That would be pretty damn fun, I have to admit. So, could happen, guys. And Levi is rocking, and the Niners are rocking. So, I wanted to record the video, give a shout out to last night's game. It was so much fun. The turnovers, Sherman interception, I think we had Emmanuel got the interception, or it was Williams had that interception there. Oh my gosh. Phenomenal. Before the half, getting that touchdown, Tevin Coleman, the zone running game. It's fun. But again, got to stay grounded. The bye week is over. It's all football from here on out. But I wanted to throw up a video. I think it was necessary to do it.